cooler, wenn ich darf.
Luca, this is crazy. So, tell me about your generational sprint this week. What happened?
Generational sprint.
What did COO Luca work on this week?
Man, many things. There are a couple highlights. One is creating a copywriter trial that everybody can just send out DIY. So the team is enabled to qualify and hire people essentially. I prepared all my four legacy clients completely done for December. We bagged a very big case study by Vanessa Van Edwards. I guess now I can say it. We revived the weekly fulfillment meeting, which will focus on SOP representation to make sure that everybody's in the picture. And we just fixed a barter deal for new client portals that fix most of the issues that we have had there in the past. And we hired 2 more people. I've prepared the contracts. I sent out NDAs, everything's signed. So I think we're set.
Girls will say anything. You gotta watch your back. Don't fall for the petty things. You cannot hold your breath. Controlling all these guys. I see throughout your life.
Alright, we are setting up notusOS.com. Luca Stober and I. What are we up to?
So.
Ich finde aber, I gotta say, notusOS, it's pretty clean in my opinion.
Pretty girls on my head. Pretty girls on my pretty girls on my side. Pretty girls on my life don't go away. Pretty girls on my side. Pretty girls.
Want to give a recap or something?
Sure. We just had a call with the client who just sold his company. Literally closed the deal today. It was a commitment, like a public commitment. And then today he said the deal closed. We weren't sure if he was going to continue because he's now, a different role at a different company. So we wanted to, have a little check-in with him. And so Selim joined as the person who closed the deal, and we kind of tag teamed it. And he said, well, guys, I'm going to be honest, I haven't thought about, if we're going to continue for 1 second, and let's reconnect in 2 weeks, which we will. And we thought we were going to end the call there, but then he said something about you can do posts about this and this, and I said cool, then quick question, and the rest is history. Then we did a content call now for an hour. He gave us all the details, and in the end he said it was good to take a break and then kind of reflect. So
I mean, for me, it was my first content call together with you, so
true,
that was nice. That was
go.
fun. In general, I mean, is just he's born for this. I and you too. I mean, you were ask questions, but bro, your questions came pop, pop, pop. There was not even a millisecond to jump in, so I had to interrupt you to also ask a question and not just sit there. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot, and in terms of just putting myself into his situation and thinking about what potential topics are on his mind. So also just in the conversation, I got inspired a lot, and also it's really cool to talk to seasoned entrepreneurs who went through acquisitions before. One of his companies got acquired by Yahoo a couple of years back, so he had that experience, and now he got acquired by another huge company, and they're running completely different, and understanding more about how those transactions work and how a successful merge looks like is just insights that
you don't get
anywhere else. So I was just sitting there and I was like, holy shit, this is so fucking cool that we get to talk to him right now on the day of his acquisition, and get the juice out of him and understand his thinking process around a lot of topics.
Yeah, and the thing is, he didn't say that he wanted to continue or didn't. He just said that, he'd think it would make sense, maybe some topics we shouldn't post about that might conflict with his, new responsibilities. But, I mean, just considering that he sat in there with us for an hour just yapping and then saying, oh, this would be a good post idea and this would be a good post idea, I think pretty good evidence that he just likes the game.
Good shit.
Okay, so another project saved.
Guys, today I had a special day, an extraordinary day. Usually I have few to no meetings, and today I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meetings, which is insane for me. I usually have 1 to 2 maximum. On my best days I have 0 meetings. I want to keep it that way, but the next couple of weeks there's going to be a lot of hiring calls, I think, for developers, because we're currently looking for developers to build out our tech infrastructure. I've had 2 calls so far, very good ones. And now they're going to the next round of a technical interview, which I'm hoping to be supported from Bernie, our fractional CPO. And that's it.
I had a very late start to the day, recovering from the cold, trying to be ready for the weekend. Other highlights, I had a walkthrough with Luca into notusOS, and it's coming out quite nicely. A couple of small bugs and requests, but we're close to roll it out to our first test users.
Quick recap of my day. Early morning meetings, which I usually don't like too much, but that's how the end of year sprint is going for me right now. I'm having client health check-in meetings, which was also the intention with so had one health client check meeting scheduled, which didn't happen. The client didn't show up, so that got rescheduled. And then I had a shadow working session with one of our clients called I worked with their team to support them with their signal-based sales setup. So we set up all the technical steps for that and also started with the messaging frame, since I've been doing this for Marvin's personal brand for over a year. Now I'm also teaching others on how to do it, which is also a lot of fun. And now I had a little client health check / turned into a content call, and it is now 7 p.m. So contrary to Max, I've been in calls the whole day, which is my favorite activity, so no complaints. And now we're going for a little walk because I feel a bit tired, and then Eva and Oki are already cooking something up in the kitchen which smells amazing. And I'm starving, so yeah, the walkie, food, and then another session to log in and get some admin work done until I got the support. Trag ne Menge auf mir drauf, plötzlich bin ich Schwergewicht. Sie mag mich nur, wenn mein Bag so dick wie ihr Body ist. Bis ich auf den Tunnelblick, Berge, wie viel erzählen auf mich. Ich mache, ich rede nicht, Grund von Neid und dem wird schwindelig. Ich stapel, ich bündelig, halt ein Auge offen, so wie Fatty Web. Im Viertel will merk ich, bin am Block wie Jennifer Lopez.
Quick product update, guys. I just we had a content today yesterday. We actually reported that. Yeah. And now I took the transcript and I pasted it into notusOS, and we got an outline call. So we have the timestamps, we have the exact, overview of what we talked about, and then what we can do is we can click on one of these ideas, and then you can see that we have a hook suggestion, we have some strategy notes, which is basically just things that the client might have said about how we want to frame this post, or something to look out for, something like meta, just meta commentary. We have a post outline suggestion, and we have, the actual transcript excerpt that we can then turn into a finished post. And so if I click here, up here, it's going to say create post, and it's going to take me to my chat interface where I can see the idea details, the excerpt, and now it's generating a post.
Can you explain what differentiates this from maybe other content software tools and why we are excited about building an in-house solution?
Well,
what makes this special?
We're not starting a product from scratch. A lot of people start with what they think the workflow should be like and just build a simple chat interface and then put a ChatGPT prompt behind it. But we have 2 advantages. On the one hand, we're building after our workflows that we've tested for years, that we run with clients on a done-for-you basis. As an agency, right? So we've done the service for years. Now we just have to productize it. And one big part of productizing it is the prompt, which is where all the value is created, in my opinion. And we can write really good prompts because we've gathered a lot of knowledge about the work that we do for years. So now we can put that into the prompt and work with our product team, our tech team, to turn it into a software. And as you can see, it works pretty well.
But it's not just, a prompt that makes this different from all the other solutions in terms of, hey, write me a good LinkedIn post. But like when Max says prompt, those are really chunky prompts. And it's also, of course, our filter of what we deem good content. So our taste and how we structure posts, the educational material, all the theories and the Google Docs, and how we train our team. This is all data and context that we can add into the LLM and then combine that with a banger system prompt. Because at the end of the day, what we're doing is we're codifying the Notus IP that we are building up through so far just human labor and a service-based agency business. Now with AI, we have the opportunity to productize, to codify, and to add a technology layer to everything that we're doing in a whole different dimension. So that's a little context, but now back to maybe prompts.
It's hard to generalize what components of a good prompt are. I'm also not an expert prompt engineer, but from my experience and for the use case that we have, which is, working with a lot of rich text content, the most important thing is that it basically lays out step by step what you want it to do, and you want as many examples of what your output should look like in here as possible. I mean, we're now working with prompt chains, right? It's not just one prompt that's doing everything. It's multiple prompts at each step of the process that are then broken down step by step to do exactly the thing that it should do. And the advantage that I think we have with prompting is that we're not just prompting out of the blue. We're not guessing. We can use the knowledge that we have about how to write a good LinkedIn post, how to prepare a content call, how to run a content call, how to break down a content call, how to create a strategy for a client. Like, you've been doing that literally every week, every day. Now we can put all of that knowledge into a prompt. And a prompt is nothing other than instructions for an LLM. And so I think that context is what actually makes a good prompt. It's not how beautiful it looks or how long it is, it's what's inside, right? And that's where I think we have a lot of input. And now with the right tech setup and just the right best practices of how to put prompts together so they deliver the output that you want, that's where, a lot of tinkering comes in, but that's what I'm also really excited about.
Not chasing
So this is our second time now in a row coming to Andermatt for the Verve festival and to spend some quality time with our good friend Sam Kurat. Last year it was an absolute movie and I was reminded by the beauty of the mountains. So we have a little bit more work to be done and then we're gonna explore the city, have a fun little party tomorrow and then back to planning and work on Sunday. Let's see what we capture. Arrived at Verve, taking a little luca, got a drink, and then I check my phone and I see a missed call from Joe Dietrich and from Tim Kassenbrink, and they tell me, bro, where are you? You made the list, and I'm like, huh? And I open up the video and you just see the name on the screen. So it turns out, long story short, Forbes 30 under 30. Seems like I made the list. Funny. Yeah, didn't see that one coming. Elizabeth Holmes, Sam Bankman-Fried, Marvin Sanchenes. Danke Forbes.
I've been frozen for way too long. Where you going? Girl, where did you come from? I've been frozen for way too long. Where you go?
2 p.m. here in still beautiful snowy Andermatt, and we're taking it slow today. It's Sunday. I went to bed around 3:30, danced till late into the night. It was actually very fun. Had a couple of White Claws, perhaps 1 or 2 shots, but all within reason and lots of water in between. So 0 hangover today despite not the best night's sleep. What I did today is I published Hubert's second vlog number 2, episode number 2 of the Hubert Romberg show, and it's off to a great start. We published it an hour ago. It already has 24 likes, bunch of comments, and let's see where this one goes. First video we published for Hubert was now 6 weeks ago, and it's sitting right now at 269,000 views with 7,589 likes. And that was Hubert's first ever video. We started the channel from 0, and now we published episode number 2, and it's an iconic one. You get the full range of Hubert in this one. everything went smoothly from checking into the hotel to partying to having a cozy Sunday. And then of course there was the treat in the middle of the first night on Friday when I got the text message from Joe Dietrich and from Tim Krasenbrink, who were like, bro, where are you? And sending me a video of my name on the screen of the Forbes 30 under 30 ceremony.
You made it, man.
So we made it on the list, guys.
No, you made it.
No, it's a
Oh,
team
you
effort,
made
bro.
it.
It's a team. I couldn't have done it without you, bro. Thanks, man. We can reflect more on that later also.
It's a special week coming up. It's a quarterly occasion, the offsite. It's always very fun, and I think we got a good team, very tight. I think we'll get along amazingly. So yeah, looking forward to the offsite. We'll see you there, or I'll see you there. Guys, tune in next week. It's gonna be a great segment. We're gonna definitely publish this. All right, guys, let's tune in next week for the next episode of Daily Life with Marvin Sanchiras, the content founder. Episode, what are we at? At that point, by that point, do we not know which episode we're filming right now? Fuck. See, that goes to show you just gotta start doing it. This guy doesn't even know what episode he's on, because he's been killing that shit so much lately. I mean, that's the reason he became Forbes 30 under 30, because he had such a big person brand on YouTube.
So perdiéndome en el mundo, aunque haya llegado tarde, te quiero.
Happy Monday, Luca.
Happy Monday, friends from YouTube. The Hubert Romek vlog already reached 7,470 views in 19 hours and 493, so nearly 500 likes. Solid start. Comments are really insane, yeah. They're very excited. One said, hey Hubert, let me give you one piece of advice. And I thought, god damn, like, what's coming now? And he said, just create more content like this.
What are you working on?
I am publishing my Forbes 30 under 30 announcement post on LinkedIn.
Damn. So you made it, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
We made it
We
onto
made
the
it.
list. Yeah, so we're balancing the dance of attachment and detachment with these status games, but of course it's a nice little, recognition along the way.
It's worth a post. It's worth a post. It's
But-
not worth obsessing over further though.
Exactly. So very nice little, extra fuel along the way, but it doesn't change anything.
Let's go, baby.
Aunque haya llegado tarde, te quiero como en un
Hi guys, Selim and I are leaving Andermatt, taking the train through Göttingen to Zurich. Then Selim's gonna pick up Mia and I will proceed to Aarau. I'm gonna be in Aarau for 2 days. Selim, Max, Luca are already heading to Berlin today, and then we're gonna meet up on Wednesday, shortly before the company offsite taking place in Berlin. So that's gonna occupy the rest of the week and the weekend, and then it's already the last week before Christmas break. We have one big workshop coming up in the last week before Christmas, Selim and I. So that's gonna be priority number one after the offsite, I guess. And then we have to plan Lisbon. I had a terrible night's sleep, one of the worst in a long time. Woke up around 4, couldn't fall asleep, read my Kindle, and then just laid awake till 7:30. Did even a yoga nidra in between, but I feel surprisingly good anyway. And got ahead of the day, published a LinkedIn post about the Forbes feature, checked in with all team members, got the calendar cleared, and I did my weekly journal entry, which is essential, you guys. A journal is part of my weekly Sunday rhythm. So I do it most weeks, at least once per week I journal, just what's top of mind. You will never regret journaling. So that's a little reminder to self. Now let's catch the train. We're gonna get some more work in. I will proceed with going through our company scorecards, checking all the financial metrics, the client books, the team member books, see if there's anything that we need to escalate, any fires that are burning. And then from there, prepping for the marketing weekly, checking the marketing metrics, and then a bunch of end of year finance tasks that I still owe my CFO Eva, so I'm gonna get that done.
Another 12-hour commute in front of us. So it was a great trip.
Aunque haya llegado tarde, te quiero como en un aunque sea así de distante.
With vanilla powder, I would approve. right, my friends, on the train to Berlin. We got the company offsite coming up. Not everyone could make it, so it's going to be a small, cozy round, and we're going to keep it quite cozy and calm as well. But it's going to be great to just connect and reconnect with some team members. It's going to be good. We're going to reflect on how things have been going, talk a little bit about strategy and things coming up and some decisions yet to be made. And then also just have a good time and show them the best coffee spots in Berlin and get some good workouts in. And I mean, it is December 10th. Time is just going by too fast. And you know, at every stage of the business, there's different challenges, right? When you're starting out, there's usually a sales challenge to get your first customers. And then at some point, you know, you grow that, you solve that, and then you have a fulfillment challenge to actually, you know, deliver the service. And the more clients you have, the more you spread yourself thinner, you need to hire people. And then, you know, as you cross, let's say 100,000 per month plus where we're at right now you have team challenge. You need to set clear expectations. You got to bring in more structure. You got to let go of things. But yeah, I'm bringing on a new CEO coach to help me grow through this transition phase. And we'll see how it goes, guys. It's scary and it's hella uncomfortable. Like the last 3 days, I also just slept terribly. Like I slept 2 hours Sunday to Monday. I just couldn't sleep. And then, you know, a lot of fires and constructive feedback realizations that led to a feeling of overwhelmment at a few points I just wanted to cry and hide. But what I also, you know, learned through the years, and I guess one of the things that got me to where I am now and will get me to the next stages, is that whenever I'm faced with challenges and discomfort, I embrace the shit out of it, and it drives me into action, and it drives me into taking on more responsibility and to face some of my weaknesses. And so it's really a mirror. It's been like this, honestly, ever since I started going to the gym. I remember I was at my grandparents' place. I think I was 16 years old. I gotten some comments from people telling me, oh, you're going to gain some weight, because I played football all my life, and at that time I was injured, and I had no idea about dieting. So I had very bad like food habits, snacking habits. And I looked myself in the mirror and I was like, holy shit, is that what I look like? Do I look this fat? I gotta do something. And then I started going to the gym. Then I started tracking my calories, and I took ownership and accountability over what life gives me. And there's no such thing, like there's no value in complaining about the situation or blaming someone else. Everything that happens at any given time is right, because it's just how it is. I can't change it. But what I can influence, of course, is how I respond to it and what I do next. And so acknowledging that everything is right, because what is, and then taking ownership and accountability over the things that I can control. That's the most important thing. And you combine that with just believing in your ability to figure anything out. And that line I told myself so many times over the past 10 years, because I'm a fucking overthinker by nature, and I always want harmony, and I want to please people, and at the same time I want to grow and create more leverage for myself. And so I've always been, or I've been in the past, quite insecure, feeling imposter syndrome. And over time, you know, through action and through believing in myself, and, you know, also not only trying to do good work, but also taking care of my mind, my body, that gave me a base of confidence. And I've proven to myself that I can make shit happen through taking action. And that's what made the voice much, much less noisy. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's always going to be problems, guys, and they just change. The problems change. But the last few days, running a business that makes 100K per month, you know, fresh on Forbes 30 under 30. That was the status quo, right? Just got onto the list. Forbes. Revenue is healthy, profit margins are healthy, and I feel more stressed and overwhelmed than I have for a long time. Because of sleep, because of habits, and because of mistakes and things that I can do better, that I've been confronted with by the team, but also by myself. And it's so tempting in those moments to then be like, but I do this and I do that and la. But I don't have to prove my value. I just need to close the gap of who I can be and who I am right now. And I'm far from the man that I can be. And that is exciting. And that's what I'm taking with me into the Christmas days and into the January. And the setup couldn't be better with the villa in Lisbon. Just, you know, consistency, clean routine, and only natural dopamine. It's gonna be good, and it's exactly what I crave after a wild, beautiful and tragic year. But I looked at some old pictures as well on this theme of, reflecting on where we came from, and problems persist. They just, maybe change and the subject of the problem evolves. But that's why it's always been so important to me to savor the things that make life beautiful and that make me connect with the present moment. So, getting excited about a silly cup of coffee and sitting in the sun and having a nice lunch with a girlfriend, and just not using the phone in the morning. It goes different ways, but there's different tools and activities and priorities and things that I've been savoring the last few years, doing things my own way, where I look back at these pictures ever since I started Notus, and what I've experienced since, and there's been so fucking challenging chapters, but I have no regret because I enjoyed the process, and I had beautiful moments and experiences, and I've worked hard, and I've been obsessed, and I still am. And I now see that it's not just about being busy, it's about just doing high leverage activities. But I have no regret, and I've really enjoyed it, and I am enjoying it, and I'm enjoying the challenges too. Because usually the universe tends to just throw me a curveball when I'm getting comfortable or I'm not on my A game. And so we optimize for the long term, but we savor the short term. And it's not about being perfectly consistent every day, every week. It's about bouncing back. I've had this now many times in business and in my personal life. And every time shit gets uncomfortable, it got better afterwards. So guys, I'm in this situation right now. Shit is uncomfortable. Wanted to cry yesterday. Got the offsite to prep. Lisp and logistics and stuff to prep. Leadership team to align. Figure out my role. Feeling a little bit of pressure externally and internally. All while being perceived as, very successful now from circles and getting a lot of status recognition. I think that's why it's so important to me to, yes, it's fun, video game character, and external recognition, and yes, we earned this, but my worth and my happiness does not depend on external validation or making any list. So guys, we're in this together. Anyway, we got a couple hours left on the train. I have a recruiting call with a very promising candidate coming up in 10 minutes. I will continue prepping the company offsite. I will review LinkedIn content. I have a content call. I'm looking to hire an executive assistant, which I think will help me get to the next level as well. And other stuff that I should and could do as well. Get dinner with Luca, our COO, to talk about some of these things I mentioned, especially the topic of a done with you coaching offer that I might build in Q1 next year. Then travel planning, also with the girlfriend, virtually, then tomorrow. See more team members arrive in Berlin. Gonna have a fun weekend. I have sales calls coming up, and just the last 10 days before a little Christmas break. So let's do this, and I'm just grateful to keep on playing, to be doing this, to be able to share it with y'all, and I'm rooting for you.
You like that bag on Vinted, fuck that, baby, I'ma buy that desktop, fuck that. I got vibes for your head top, fuck that. We got ties like a dreadlock, YMCMB, we can make a bedrock. LIVE, got them in a headlock. Back then I was a YG, I got sent shop. Now look at us, now look how we are. I don't know about sky's the limit, all I know get fly every minute.